downfield. Can they do it again? Yes, they can!
And the catch is made by Taj Washington. Touchdown, USC.
Blocked by Embiid! Timmy, yes!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Beef Up Front podcast here on Pigspot Media. This is your host, Ryan Coyle, back today with our second episode of our CJ Stroud film breakdown series. Already went through and did his Notre Dame game, Ohio State's first game of the year versus Notre Dame. Wasn't that impressed with him in that one. Gave him a 6 out of 10, I believe. But this game, the Michigan game, it was a loss for Ohio State, but a lot more impressive performance, I think, from CJ Stroud in this one. Not just in his numbers, but his overall play. A lot more wow plays, I guess you could say. And I saw a lot more in this one why he's in contention to be the number one overall pick to the Carolina Panthers. So this is quarterback CJ Stroud, as I was saying, from Ohio State, 6'3", 218 pounds. This is his second game that I've watched this year on his film breakdown. Like I said, went through that entire Notre Dame game. So if you haven't checked out that episode and you want to, if you like this one, go check out that one as well. See some more of his flaws, I think. We see some more of his strengths in this one. This is a 45-23 loss to Michigan. A bit of an ass kicking in this one. But Stroud went 31 of 48 for 349 yards, 2 touchdowns, did throw 2 interceptions, and had 2 rushes for -3 yards. But we're going to go through it snap by snap and watch all his throws and some of his runs as well in this game. So without further ado, we'll get into it and break down the Ohio State quarterback, one of the top prospects in this year's NFL draft. So started off here, first play from scrimmage for Ohio State. Too locked in on that one. I understand that was probably what they were doing for the first play. They saw maybe something they liked on film, but he just completely locked in on the receiver there. Guy was bottled up from the start, and he didn't even look to any other side of the field. He didn't look to potentially run on that one. Just a bad first play, a bad first start. But things do get better for CJ Stroud on this one. All right, so I also want to say this. We'll notice this throughout the game. That was to number 8, their tight end, Stover. When, all respect to him, he was a pretty solid tight end in the Big Ten this year, but watching this game, like every time the ball went his way, negative plays happened. And this happened in the Notre Dame game as well. But I think targeting him was one of the bigger mistakes, I think, in the game plan because he seemed to do nothing. So watch throughout this episode, like when he gets the ball, this tight end Stover, not much happens, and it's usually a negative for Ohio State. So take that with a grain of salt. Maybe the scheme and the play calling a little bit, not favoring him when you got all these really good receivers and we're targeting this tight end. But you'll see throughout this tight end Stover of Ohio State, not very talented, and it kind of hurts CJ Stroud's ability in this one a little bit, I think. Very good zip on his throws. He's able to get it from, I know that doesn't exactly get you the first down, but he is able, and we saw that in the Notre Dame game. We see it in this one. He's able to get some good zip on these out routes and get it there before the DB, even in some good coverage. So that's a nice little trait about his game. Certainly has the good enough arm strength to excel at the NFL level. Got 3rd and 1 here, the money down. Great throw. I remember watching this live. Might even be a better catch. Not sure if they show it on the back angle, but Marvin Harrison's ability to get his 2 feet in there, and we'll just rewind to that one real quick. This is across the field, back shoulder, 3rd and 1. I don't know if it's the ideal play when you only need 1 yard and you're trying to move the ball down your field on your first drive, but this is a really high-level throw, high-level catch. Good zip, good touch, all the way across the field, back shoulder, only where Harrison can get it. And this was it. This is the last regular season game for Ohio State. We talked about in the first episode with the Notre Dame game, you could see some of the timing was off. A lot better timing in this one, and that's kind of reflected. And I think that's a good indicator of, as the season goes along, CJ Stroud was getting better, as well as Marvin Harrison. So very good throw here. Nice touch, as I said, only where the receiver can get it, back shoulder, and that continues the drive, moves the chains. Second and goal in the red zone here. See, like right there, the little out route, the little rub play to the tight end Stover. He's not getting much yards after the catch. I'm not sure why they continued to target him in this one. And there goes Ohio State getting on the board there. Nice touchdown. I believe they give a back angle here. We'll have to wait till this advertisement is complete. But Stroud's first touchdown of the day. And I remember watching this live thinking, all right, Ohio State might be onto something. They might be coming out and rolling in this one. But good work here in the red zone. You see this guy break free here. He has all this room to work with. He knows that. And once his receiver, he gets a DB trailing him, it's pretty an automatic touchdown. That's what he's looking for. They really want to just throw him open in this space. And Stroud could, loft it out there, put it out there for his receiver to go and get, but he puts it right on stride and he hits him for a touchdown here. And like I said, gets on the board, and Ohio State's got to be feeling good off after this start. Sadly for the Buckeyes, after this, it kind of goes downhill. Halftime is really where things really took a turn. He's very good on the bubble screens. I know that's not much. He's open, but he's able to hit his receiver in stride, not really break off his route. Another play where some good zip, able to get it across the field, complete the pass, move the chains. Something I'd like to see him do a little bit more. He's got the mobility and the size and the frame where if he does go out and on these running plays where he's running out of the pocket and he has to escape, he does have enough athleticism, I think, to pick up some yards. And he also has the frame to withstand the contact. Like when we were watching Bryce Young, he always was looking to slide or get out of bounds just because of his slight frame. CJ Stroud has that big ability, I think, to maybe even lower his shoulder. Obviously not encouraged all the time, but in need be situations, he can lower his shoulder, I think, with that frame and get some first downs. That's certainly one thing I would like to see him do more at the next level, use his legs and potentially get some first downs in some key situations. Bit of a dead play there. Not much on Stroud, just the play call not blocked up well. I'm not sure if there was a little contact there that really ruined the timing of that route, but 3rd and 9, you'd like to move the chains there, obviously get the first down or score on that play down in the red zone, but good defense there by Michigan. Not really reading too much into that play, but they do have to settle for 3. Another play is Stover here where, a little 5-yard gain. They put this Stover kid in space a lot, and he doesn't make much plays with it, where I think with all the receiver talent they had out there, they could have made some better opportunities. That was just a flaw, I think, in the game plan for me. But also could have been Michigan being like, all right, let him get the ball, let him try and beat us, and let's try and take away some of these other talented guys. Very good on the run. I know that's not much of a completion. That's a 6 or 7 yard gain there. But this was in the Notre Dame game as well. He's a very good quarterback when it comes to throwing on the run. And he's really been hyped up and talked about as just like a pure pocket, like statue type quarterback. Very good on the move and able to evade a defender here, kind of extend the play a little bit more. And instead of, a 2nd and 10, throwing it away, able to get some yards and get you into about 2nd and 3. Another good ball there on the bubble screen. If that's behind, and the receiver on the outside didn't really block it that well. Credit to number 2 here as well. He's able to make a play, but that ball's a little bit behind him. He's getting tackled right away for a loss. This play winds up being another productive play and getting a first down here as well. Scans the field well here. Goes through all his reads. Back to Stover as the check down and winds up being an incomplete pass or a loss of down or loss of yards. Very good ball there, and that's to our boy Stover. 4th and 2, big play. You got the chance to potentially go up on Michigan 17-3 if you're able to go down and score here. The defense of Ohio State was playing really well to start in this one. We already saw Ohio State get down in the red zone, miss on that 3rd and 9. But this is a great throw here. And this is a play to, if this is like an NFL tight end, if he's throwing this to an NFL caliber tight end, which I don't think Stover is, or even a receiver. This is most likely a first down. It puts it right on him. This guy's just not very athletic. Might have to throw it a little bit lower to him, but does a really good job of scanning the field, finding the open guy, and his guy just can't make a play for him. I think this hurts CJ Stroud certainly. And when you look at the numbers in the box score, not the most completions in this one, or not the most accurate performance by him, but plays like this are why. I mean, this is a catch and run potentially for a touchdown here. If not, just a catch and fall for a first down. You move the chains, and lack of talent here at the tight end spot kind of hurts CJ Stroud. So I think this is a good indicator of the main reason why it's very important to break down this film and watch these guys closely rather than just box score watch. Great ball there, and not many other places you can put it, and they're unable to convert. Very good at working this short to intermediate area, especially in like zone coverage. All right, I see the safety going back there. I see the corner taking out the flat over there. I'm going to hit this guy on this little curl route. Nice job of stepping up there. That's another really good pass. I think that was Marvin Harrison's first drop of the season, if I'm not wrong, but this is a great pass here. Hits his drop back, steps up, his receiver breaks open, hits him square in the hands. Any other time Marvin Harrison's making this catch. I believe this is his first drop of the season because I remember watching it live and they're like, oh, yeah, Harrison hasn't dropped the ball all year after that really nice sideline catch he had. And then here we go, a drop a few minutes later. Nice step up, hits his receiver in stride, and nothing there. 3rd and 5 now, the money down, gets pressured. Incomplete pass there. I know obviously you're not going to have a clean pocket every time. I talked about this with Bryce Young as well. But Stroud fading away here. I'd like to see him potentially roll out of this, flush this. He's very good, like I said, throwing on the run. Instead, he kind of throws a fadeaway here. You'll see him retreating back, leads to an inaccurate throw when his feet aren't set. Some pressure here. Because he has the zip and the arm talent. We've seen that to hit that out route right there. But he gets the pressure, leads to some poor mechanics with him running backwards. Still gets the ball there, just not able to complete it accurate just due to the fadeaway kind of throw. I mean, that's as good as it gets. It doesn't get much better than that. This is a high-level throw. If not that throw to Harrison earlier in the game, this one is probably his best. You're from the far hash, throwing a touch loft, like over the shoulder pass to a guy streaking about 15, 20 yards downfield, and you're able to drop it right in the bucket, right in the sideline, right over the defender's head, and drop it in. This is why CJ Stroud is a special quarterback prospect and is in contention to potentially be that number 1 overall guy. This is a throw not many guys, I think, even in the NFL are making, and certainly not a layup at all here. Just pure talent here by CJ Stroud, and this is just a complete work of art from the quarterback position. Knows this guy where he's at the whole time. Beautiful ball. I mean, right over the outstretched hand of the defender, and moves us to chains for another first down here. Incomplete there over the middle on the slant. Just a good breakup by the DB. Timing a bit off on that one leads to an incompletion there on 3rd down. So Ohio State offense is a lot of like dink and dunk stuff, and Stroud has the arm talent and the ability to hit these plays down the field. I would like to see at the NFL level teams kind of whatever team he winds up going to, whether it's most likely going to be Carolina or Houston at 1 or 2. I like to see them take advantage of this talent that he has to throw the ball down the field a little bit more. Understand at Ohio State with all the playmakers, let's get the ball out of our quarterback's hand and let these playmakers go to work. But we see a lot of wow type throws from CJ Stroud. I just feel like they didn't showcase him doing it enough. It was more so him doing it himself and not the scheme putting him in position to have that much success to make some of these eye-popping throws. But very good at working's what given it to him. And that was another good thing about Bryce Young. They're both like point guards type guys out there and constantly just looking to make the right play, which certainly is a good trait to have. They're not out there trying to play hero ball 24/7. Ball there. Another laser. Like every pass is you never have to worry about whether it's going to get there or not, which Bryce Young, when he throws sometimes, as I've talked about before, when he drops back and he's like fading away, when he's getting pressure in his face, he's going to have some inaccurate throws. You never really have to worry about that with Stroud. Even if he is going back a little bit, he's still going to get the ball there on time. It's just whether or not it's going to be completely accurate or not. But no matter what, the zip is on every single pass, and he can layer in some touch throws as well, which is one of the things I really like about him. I mean, this was the exact play they ran week 1 versus Notre Dame. If you didn't watch the Notre Dame episode, go back. You'll see that. And they run this exact same play to Marvin Harrison, and it's an incomplete pass. Great maturation here by the wide receiver and the quarterback duo, showing their ability to connect on this timing play that they weren't able to at the beginning of the year. Watching this live, I was like, wow, that is a special throw, a special catch. Harrison beats his DB. Stroud's locked in on it one-on-one, and just as I was saying, doesn't really take advantage of, or they don't really put him in position to make these plays down the field that much or make these throws. This one where this is a shot downfield and he's able to step up and successful play, successful touchdown here. Won't really talk too much about this. You can just watch it and pretty much see for yourself. Wow, great overall drop back, clean in the pocket, keeps those mechanics upright, consistent, concise. And he drops it in the bucket here to Marvin Harrison, and he puts Ohio State back up with another touchdown. Far side of the screen. Pure throw, pure catch, touchdown. Doesn't get much better than that there. One-on-one coverage, let 2 guys make a play, and they're able to take advantage of that and have some really good success. Can't wait to see what Marvin Harrison does, though, this year. Another year under his belt. Also, he recognizes, all right, they're bringing some pressure here. The safety's coming as we see number 19. He's coming down blitzing. All right, I know I got one-on-one coverage with my guy, probably the best receiver in college football. I'm going to take a shot. Steps up, delivers it right where he needs to, drop in the bucket, touchdown. This is a killer drive for Ohio State, and this is where I had in my notes. Really turns the tide of the game and completely flips the script here. Go back to this real quick. 1st and 10, 2 minutes left. You're up 20-17. You got 2 timeouts. This throw is not on Stroud. This should be a completion. The receiver started running before he caught the ball. This allows the clock to stop. It takes all momentum away from this 2-minute drill here. Go back to the touchdown real quick. So you got 1st and 10. You're just looking to move the chains here, and potentially you can go up 27-17. This winds up being a 3-and-out and completely flips the script. Michigan goes down and scores, and then they go gangbusters in the second half on them. Perfectly placed ball here on the bubble screen. It's blocked well. All he has to do is make his guy miss. He's worried about making his guy miss before he secures the catch. And then this is the downfall for Ohio State. This simple little drive right here. Right in front of the receiver where it needs to be. And they run a rushing play on the next one. Rushing play on the next play, 6-yard gain, and then they dial up this slant here. I'm not sure so much how I like the play. I understand kind of the little pick play here, just trying to move the chains and get another 1st down. But little contact there. They read it well. The defense plays it well. Little high, and there we go. 3-and-out. As you see, Michigan goes down and scores before the half. And then from there, it's kind of a rout. We're going to be playing catch-up here now for Ohio State the rest of the way. Really like that. A little bit behind the receiver, but great job there. Scans the field, shows the ability to square up his shoulders on a reset, keeps those feet active and moving in the pocket, and able to hit his receiver. That came back for a hold, though, I believe, but still, very nice play there. Another good throw there by CJ Stroud on the run. I think that's a very underrated aspect of his game, really able to get out of the pocket and throw the ball well. Another play to wasn't our boy Stover. Sorry, Stover. Big time hit there. But Michigan's defense really came to play, and they took away those over-the-top opportunities in the second half here. Great play there by Stroud. Another one where it's only like a 5 or 6 yard gain, but sometimes in the NFL we're seeing we're seeing a quarterback there just throw it away and then you're at 3rd and 9. Instead, only like a 4 or 5 yard completion, but then you're in like 3rd and 3 type area. And you're able to get in like a 3rd and manageable. And where we saw also in the Notre Dame game, Ohio State with CJ Stroud's frame on like 4th and 2, 4th and 3, or 3rd and 3, whatever, they're able to run that little quarterback sneak that we saw the Eagles do a lot this year, where they put all the guys behind them and Stroud's able to use that big frame and get the first. That gives them the option to do that type play if they wanted to with a throw like this on 2nd down to just keep it moving and keep the ball moving down the field. Always want positive plays. I know it's kind of a repetitive thing. You always just want to be moving forward. Any negative plays or just staying lateral, it's not what you want. We'll take progress each and every down if we're able to get it. That is one of the poor throws on a screen there by Stroud. Usually good, but this defender reads it really well and nearly a pick 6. That's where it could have really busted open. But 3rd and 3 here, we go to the bubble screen, deflected, and there it goes, Michigan ball again. Just a complete dominant from that 2-minute stretch. After that drop on that bubble screen on 2nd, where it was 2 minutes, 18 seconds left. After that, I mean, it just completely went downhill for Michigan. And it's crazy how much like a little drop like that, you might not notice it in the moment. Like, all right, next play, let's move on. That really, I think, was the downfall of this game. Allowed Michigan to get pretty much like all the momentum after that quick 3 and out and went down and scored. Incomplete there, but as I said earlier, the zip, you see it get in there, just a nice play by the D-backs. Sometimes they're just going to make some plays. That's another very, very special throw. Going to hold out, see if we get a back angle on that one. Yeah, we do. All right. So both these safeties, this is cover 4 here. Yeah, cover 4. So you got the 2 safeties, they're going to their hash. These guys are going to their 4th of the field. These corners, it's going to open up the middle, and Stroud's able to identify that early, and he's able to rip this post right here. And this is like over the head of a D-back or a safety or linebacker. I'm not sure exactly what his position is here, but able to float it right over his head in between a few guys. Another really big time throw. And the zip is what I think makes it really special, because able to get it to all layers of the field with that same arm velocity that we see from him. Awesome, awesome throw there by CJ Stroud. Just a bit of a throwaway there. Nothing cooking. All right, here's another play to our boy Stover. Maybe a little bit too much of a loft on this throw, but you do still have to give your receiver time to like get over there. But once again, if this is an NFL tight end or one of their receivers, he's making this play. This is a catchable ball just high enough where the defensive player for Michigan is not able to make a play on it. Hits the receiver's hands. He just isn't able to get off the ground and jump that high to secure it. Just targeting him on a 3rd and 4th here just kind of blows my mind. I'm also surprised Ohio State doesn't have like a bigger, more athletic tight end. I know they really haven't produced them that much over the year. It might not be the exact like recruiting spot for these tight ends to go, but this guy's like lack of overall talent in this one shows up big time in this game, this tight end, and it really hurts Stroud and Michigan. I mean, they score here. It's a 31-27 game. They probably would go for 2, actually, try and make it 31-28. But just another missed opportunity here by his teammate not helping him out. I mean, CJ Stroud's able to put them right back in this game with this throw, and his tight end unable to secure it. Maybe a little too high on the loft. Maybe zip it in there, but he does have some pressure, and he's got to fade away a little bit. But good play on the DB, not giving up on the hustle there, able to knock it out of Stover's hands. So they settle for 3. Michigan goes back down and gets a field goal. And just not much cooking. I mean, that momentum swing from that incomplete or that drop on that bubble screen really hurt this Ohio State team. Another indication there of kind of taking what the defense gives him. He's very good at that, working that short to intermediate range. Not the result this Ohio State team wanted. I believe they came into this one as like a 7.5 point favorite too. But I think we see a lot more successful or eye-popping type plays from Stroud in this one. Shows the traits of why he is a special quarterback prospect, even though some of his teammates and the playmakers out there didn't necessarily help him on some of these. But Michigan playing prevent coverage here, just not trying to get beaten over the top. Another nice play by the DB. Michigan's got some nice DBs matched up against these really talented Ohio State receivers. Just love it. Incomplete pass, but I love his ability when he's out of the pocket to still have that same zip on his throws as if he was in the pocket being kept clean. But this is a pretty, I think, good quarterback in terms of Stroud, in terms of taking care of the football. But this is just a reckless play here. I know it's getting down to kind of garbage time. We got to make an opportunity, but still, you have another down to live. He winds up throwing an interception on this play, but you have another down to live and potential to still be in this game. You know, you got to need a lot of things to break right, but kind of gets out of the pocket here and he throws this little underhand bullshit, winds up bouncing off his receiver's hands, goes into a Michigan D-back hand or Michigan defensive lineman hands for an interception, and that's really the game there. A reckless play from Stroud here. You don't really see that much from him, but a little underhand toss, obviously going to be inaccurate, and that's really the downfall there. 45-23. It was, 20-17 when that incompletion happened, and they get outscored from the 2-minute, 18-second mark, I believe, of the first half. They get outscored the rest of the way, 28-3. I mean, I don't think that's exaggeration. The magnitude of that turnover and what happened in that one, or that incomplete pass and what happened after that, completely stalled that drive. Because if he catches that ball, that's a first down, and they're going down, they're moving. They got the timeouts. They got 2 timeouts. They got the clock stopping when the first downs happen, and Michigan's able to get that 3 and out, and they're able to go down and score it, and just the game's over from there. It's pretty crazy, and I'm sure that was really talked about in the Ohio State film room all week that week. But a few more just touch throws here from Stroud just to finish it out. Takes a sack there, a little bit reckless with the ball. Not the greatest at escaping like Bryce Young there. I think that's another area that Bryce Young has over CJ Stroud. Your sacks are going to happen in the NFL, obviously, but Stroud has the athleticism, I think, better to pirouette, spin out of that type of stuff, and maybe extend the play, turn a play that was a sack into maybe like a 3-yard rush, or just keep his eyes downfield, able to hit a receiver on a broken play, something like that. But that's an area I think Stroud is a little bit weaker at escaping sacks than Bryce Young is. And there's our boy Stover again. I mean, that is a very similar pass to that he hit on that nice conversion that we just broke down where they brought the safety, or the safeties went out to their hashes. They were playing cover 4 on the back end. Another play here where can't be much better of a throw. A little bit high, and it bounces off Stover's hands, and it's a incompletion or an eventual, incompletion, obviously, a turnover, an interception there. But just watch this throw. I mean, this is a pretty special throw in between 3 defenders, steps up, great zip. I mean, it hits him square in the hands. I think he's trying to throw it to the spot right here in between 3 defenders. Stover, jump, maybe be a little bit more athletic, buddy. Jump up and get that. If this is Marvin Harrison, I think this is a catch here. This is Julian Fleming. If this is Ibuka, this is I think a catch here, and it results in another. I mean, obviously the game's out of hand right now, breaking down this a little bit too close, but it's another very good throw, and I think an NFL player is making this catch. Bounces off his hands. He's not ready. He doesn't flash his hands in time, and leads to another interception. So that's it for CJ Stroud versus Michigan. But I think, watching the game, this loss certainly isn't on him. That crazy downswing we talked about, that momentum shift at the end of the second quarter, really hurt this Ohio State team here. But I think Stroud played pretty well. I mean, my overall summary of him, much better than the Notre Dame game. A lot of wow type throws. Shows that great ability, I think, to throw on the move still and out of the pocket. Hits his lone deep pass in the game. That was really the only true deep shot he had. That one right there, which I think should have been a reception. And then he also had the one to the one receiver that we broke down pretty in depth as well. But that one throw to Harrison was the true deep shot. But a lot of wow throws on this game. Something that as I was watching this the first time through, got me up off my seat, and I was very impressed with it. Not much negatives in this one besides that underhand interception, a little bit reckless. As I said, they still were kind of in the game there. If they're able to score, have a few things break their way, they could tie it up and send to overtime. But a much better performance in this one, in my opinion. I gave him an 8 out of 10 compared to a 6 out of 10. This is very excited to see how this one kind of stacks up against the Georgia game, which will be the next episode in the series. But that'll do it for this episode of Breakdowns with Beef here on Pick Swap Media. Thank you, everyone, for listening. As always, please like, subscribe, share, and we will talk soon as we break down CJ Stroud's final game for his series against Georgia.